So here's some more lovely stories to enjoy with your baby, and it's just lovely to be able to read these stories to your unborn baby and to chat to your baby and let your baby hear your lovely soothing voice. Again, blending with our monthly message, talk to me before I am born. Think of the bond we will form. I can think of no better bond than to read stories and to develop that bond through stories and songs and nursery rhymes. And it's wonderful to think that a baby can hear your voice by the third trimester and recognise your voice. And it's that sound of a mother's voice, which is one of the first sensory experiences of a tiny baby. And that's going to obviously develop as they get older. So there's a house inside my mummy by Giles, Andreae and Vanessa Cabban. A wonderful story that can stand on its own if this is your first baby. And another wonderful story if you're introducing your baby to other siblings and other children at home. There we can see from the front cover a little boy hugging his mommy and waiting for the new arrival. There's a house inside my mummy where my little brother grows, or maybe it's my little sister. No one really knows. My daddy says I lived there too when I was being made, but I don't remember very much about it, I'm afraid. He always likes to tell me it's a lovely place to be. He knows because he's seen it on the hospital's TV. It's very warm and cosy, but because there's not a bed, there's a sort of giant bathtub where the baby sleeps instead. He needs to have a lot of room to help him grow and play, and that's why Mummy's tummy house gets bigger every day. It's got to have a kitchen so he doesn't get too thin, and I think the food my mummy eats can find its way to him. He seems to want such funny things, but Mummy's very kind, so she eats all sorts of crazy stuff and doesn't seem to mind. I try to help look after her and see she gets some rest. Often she falls fast asleep before she's got undressed. Sometimes Mummy feels so sick I don't know what to do. But if I had a house in me, I'd feel quite poorly too. I wish the house had windows so that we could see inside. I couldn't find a single one, however hard I tried. I'd like to show him all my toys and let him see the view and point out all the brilliant things I'll teach him how to do. Sometimes me and Mummy like to cuddle on our own, and I tell him that I love him through her tummy telephone. I'm sure that he can hear me, and he likes the way I sound, 'cause we see him kick his little feet and somersault around. I just can't wait to meet him. I hope that he's all right. My daddy says be patient, as his door is rather tight. Look who Mummy made for us, my lovely little brother. There's no one in her tummy now until she makes another. So our next story is Peach Pear Plum, and it's by Janet and Allan Ahlberg. And this is a lovely story. It's known as a classic. It's a timeless picture book. And I think it's become so popular and has remained so popular over the years because it brings together a host of nursery rhyme characters and fairy tale characters all in one book. And again, we have that lovely rhythm and rhyme on every page. Each peach pear plum, I spy Tom Thumb. Tom Thumb in the cupboard, I spy Mother Hubbard. Mother Hubbard down the cellar, I spy Cinderella. Cinderella on the stairs, I spy the three bears. Three bears out hunting, I spy Baby Bunting. Baby Bunting fast asleep, I spy Bo Peep. Bo Peep up the hill, I spy Jack and Jill. Jack and Jill in the ditch, I spy the Wicked Witch. Wicked Witch over the wood, I spy Robin Hood. Robin Hood in his den, I spy the bears again. Three bears still hunting, they spy Baby Bunting. Baby Bunting safe and dry, I spy Plum Pie. Plum Pie in the sun, I spy everyone. Our next story is called Goodnight Moon, and this is by Margaret Wise Brown, and again it's a very highly recommended book to read to your baby. In the great green room there was a telephone and a red balloon and a picture of the cow jumping over the moon, and there were three little bears sitting on chairs. And two little kittens and a pair of mittens, and a little toy house and a young mouse. And a comb and a brush and a bowl full of mush, and a quiet old lady who was whispering, hush. Good night room, good night moon, good night cow jumping over the moon. Good night light and the red balloon, good night bears, good night chairs. Good night kittens and good night mittens. Good night clocks and good night socks. Good night little house and good night mouse. Good night comb and good night brush. Good night nobody, good night mush. And good night to the old lady whispering, hush. Good night stars, good night air. Good night noises everywhere. Our very last story, it's one of my favourite, it's called Goodnight World by Debi Gliori. And if you're really looking for a lovely rhyming picture book with beautiful dreamy illustrations, I always find these illustrations complemented the simple text very, very well indeed. And it's a lovely story to read to your baby. Goodnight World. Goodnight planet, goodnight world, peaceful clouds around earth curled. Goodnight ice and goodnight snow, Goodnight lights above aglow. Goodnight oceans deep and wide, rocking ships upon the tide. Goodnight trucks and cars and planes, goodnight rockets, goodnight trains. Goodnight birds, goodnight bees, goodnight fishes in the seas. Goodnight flowers, goodnight grasses, curled up tight while darkness passes. Goodnight lions, tigers too, and all the animals in the zoo. Goodnight shadows in the park, goodnight dog that doesn't bark. Goodnight teddies, goodnight books, goodnight sparrows, starlings, rooks. Goodnight sounds of distant cars, and in the sky 1,000,000 stars. Goodnight moon, goodnight sun, good night to everyone. All is well in my small world, around my mother's heart I'm curled. Well, those are just some ideas of some lovely stories to share with your baby. And again, keeping that theme of rhyme and rhythm going that we know for a fact that our babies respond to. Nursery rhymes are a wonderful way to again communicate with your baby while your baby is in your womb, and also when baby is born, and that instant recognition when you sing a song and say a nursery rhyme, just to watch the reaction. We can say a nursery rhyme, for example, 2 little dicky birds sitting on a wall, one named Peter and one named Paul. Fly away, Peter, fly away, Paul. Come back, Peter, come back, Paul. Again, that lovely rhyme. And this little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed at home. This little piggy had roast beef, and this little piggy had none. And this little piggy went wee, 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 all the way home. Again, just saying rhymes can be very, very effective, communicating with your baby, chatting to your baby. And then we have that lovely rhyme, round and round the garden. And you can do round and round, just tracing a circle on your hand or rubbing your tummy for baby. Round and round the garden, I lost my teddy bear. A 1 step, a 2 step, and a tickly under there. Again, just saying rhymes. And then we can sing nursery rhymes. And these are very popular and recommended nursery rhymes. I can't think of a better way to start than with one of the most favourite nursery rhymes that's loved by all babies. And that's Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. And do you know, there was a study done in Finland, and a mummy expecting her first baby sang Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star throughout her pregnancy as one of her main nursery rhymes. And when baby was born, baby recognised that nursery rhyme up to 4 months after being born. It was an amazing reaction. And I've no doubt it's the same with all our nursery rhymes, tried and tested. But Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star is such a precious one to do with your baby. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high,
like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. And another lovely nursery rhyme that's come very highly recommended for baby is: rock-a-bye baby on the treetop, when the wind blows the cradle will rock, when the bough breaks the cradle will fall, down will come baby, cradle and all. And then you can contrast that with a quick nursery rhyme, like: the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round all day long. The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 swish. The wipers on the bus go swish, swish, swish all day long. The horn on the bus goes beep, 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 beep. The horn on the bus goes beep, beep, beep all day long. The babies on the bus go wow, 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 wow. The babies on the bus go wow, wow, wow all day long. The mammies on the bus go shh, 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 shh. The mammies on the bus go shh, shh, shh all day long. The bell on the bus goes ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling. The bell on the bus goes ting-a-ling-a-ling all day long. The doors on the bus go open and shut, open and shut, open and shut. The doors on the bus go open and shut all day long. And then we have our Incy Wincy Spider. The Incy Wincy Spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sunshine and dried up all the rain. And the Incy Wincy Spider climbed up the spout again. And then we have a lovely nursery rhyme that we can sing. Wind the bobbin up, wind the bobbin up, pull, pull, clap, clap, clap. Wind it back again, wind it back again, pull, pull, clap, clap, clap. Point to the ceiling and point to the floor, point to the window and point to the door. Clap your hands together, 1, 2, 3. Put your hands upon your knees. And a lovely one that's recommended as well, that lovely rhyme is: Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep and doesn't know where to find them. Leave them alone and they'll come home, wagging their tails behind them. So those are some nursery rhymes that you can try, and you will develop your own favourite ones. But they're lovely to sing to your baby while your baby is in the womb. And then when baby is born, to keep nursery rhymes going. They're just a wonderful way, that rhyme and repetition, to develop your baby's speech and language, their senses, and also their memory skills. So a big goodbye to you all, and to wish you all the best, particularly if there's anybody very close to giving birth to their baby at the moment. Hope everything goes well, and I look forward to seeing you all again when your babies are born. Bye bye now.